Princess Libersha was your typical villainess, created solely to torment the hero and heroine. In the end, she died after enduring horrific torture for who knows how long. The crown prince even had the audacity to say there was no need to be sad since she was going to die young anyway. Our protagonist felt like throwing up while reading that. Seriously, right? She kept reading, but remained completely incredulous. The story focuses on the love between Lavrov and Ariel, with that innocent appearance that charms everyone. In the end, the villainess is defeated and Ariel gets exactly what she wanted: a happy marriage with the prince. If it had stopped at the wedding, it would have been fine, but everyone dies. Wait, I think we have an Akame ga Kill reference here. The villainess dying is one thing, but several important characters died for nothing. The main couple manages to be the worst of them all. Disappointed, she tore the whole book apart, but even that didn't calm her rage. Everything changes when, on a beautiful summer day, our young lady simply wakes up in bed already inside Libersha's body. And damn, Princess Libersha was gorgeous, wasn't she? I don't think I'd turn down the position. She always had a soft spot for Libersha because of her beauty, composure, and dignity. But what really won her over for good was the villainess's last scene in the book. It was that moment when the villainess spoke her final words, stating that she had been a princess since birth and would remain one until she died. Libersha vented that she never had anyone to love her and that people had called her a villainess since the day she was born, even when she did nothing. The blame for all of this lay with her mother, Lijen Vance. Now she is the true villain, the woman who forced her own daughter to suffer everyone's prejudice. It's the kind of painful life that Ariel would never be able to understand. Libersha even dropped some truth. It's better to die as a villainess than to die as a pathetic, sick girl. That's why she did what she did and even found it amusing. At least that way, everyone would know her for her role as a villainess and not for the weakness of her illness. That's right, she was a terminal patient. To top it all off, Libersha said that none of it was because of Ariel, but rather because of her own choices and that she had no regrets. Man, this woman is the real boss. Wow, what a beautiful woman. I want her. And that was exactly when Princess Libersha won over our protagonist. Apparently, the princess has an army of simps just because of that powerful speech. The problem is that our protagonist never actually wanted to become Libersha. Well, too late now. She is at a point in the story where there are only 3 months left before the original romance begins, in the year Ariel turns 19. And it was on this morning that she woke up occupying the princess's body. Her memories of her previous life are all blurred, but at least she remembers that she isn't the real Libersha. She remembers how she died and also all the details of the original romance. The most obvious fact was her appearance. What a stunning woman. The protagonist, who never thought she was anything special, you just needed to dress up, girl, now boasts impeccable platinum hair and mysterious purple eyes. But then the bad vibes hit. So beautiful, so young, and already going to die? No way, not even a single date before the end? Not to mention the torture part, how horrific. She thinks about avoiding the torture route, but what if she ends up dying anyway? It seems time is the greatest enemy here. Desperate, she throws herself onto the bed and starts crying, trying to find a solution, but the only thing she managed to do was spend the entire week crying. That's when, in a dream, she finds herself face to face with Libersha herself. Shocked and filled with admiration, she can hardly believe her eyes and even asks if she is really Unnai Libersha. But Libersha, short and blunt, just asks, "Why the hell would I be your Unnai?" She tells the protagonist to forget that and pay attention. Libersha came to explain the disease. There is no cure, and the only thing to do is ease the pain with medicine. The protagonist finds it strange because she isn't feeling any pain. But the explanation is clear. She only doesn't feel pain because she isn't the rightful owner of that body. The true nature of the disease comes from the soul, and that is why it is incurable. It was for this exact reason that Libersha called her there for that conversation. Libersha didn't choose the young woman for no reason. It was because she had read the book and, by a stroke of luck or bad luck, died at the exact right moment. A perfect combination of factors. Naturally, the girl is radiant to get a second chance and even chat with her idol in person. Libersha herself agrees she got lucky since, unlike the original Villainess, the protagonist won't die from that illness. Since Libercia's ailment affected the soul, now that the soul has changed, the body has a chance. The young woman breathes a sigh of relief, but wait, there's a catch. She's going to cough up a bit of blood. Nothing major, right? Libercia explains that she needs to recover the memories left in the body, and until she finds them, the damage to her soul will make her spit up blood. There are 100 memories in chronological order, so if she finds one every 3 days, everything will be fine. Why is Libercia acting like a villain right now? And she still smiles like it's the cutest thing in the world. Well, she is beautiful, isn't she? You can't deny that. Shaking like a leaf, the girl asks if it's safe to keep coughing up blood every 3 days. Libercia's response? Who knows? The plan is to hang in there for a year until the soul and body become one. In the meantime, her health will be trash. In other words, instead of dying from the illness, she runs the risk of dying from coughing up so much blood. Great, just wonderful. Realizing the girl's terror, Libercia does her the favor of programming one memory to appear on its own every 3 days, giving her time to hunt for the extras. Beautifully dangerous, this woman. Even with this grim scenario, the young woman looks at her with sparkling eyes and asks how her words can be so sexy and cold at the same time. We have an official fangirl here, folks. Even Libercia wonders how someone like this ended up in this situation. Meeting the villainess in the flesh was much better than in the book. Now the protagonist is more obsessed than ever. Then comes the dilemma: what to do with this new life? Revenge? Since the original Libercia suffered horribly, the thought is fair. But the protagonist doesn't feel all that hatred, mostly because she likes several other characters in the story. Everyone except that main couple, of course. The original Libercia, however, wants nothing to do with revenge. She makes it clear. The one who decides the future now is the young woman. It's her life. To start, she returns the memories of the original story that the girl already knew, all in chronological order. Libercia says her goodbyes and wishes her luck. The girl wakes up grateful for this dream that felt so real with her idol and accepts the challenge. Just knowing the death route is gone makes her feel refreshed. It's time to get up and get to work. She knows that if the villainess leaves the stage, everything changes. And honestly, running into that couple would be a nightmare. This Lavrov guy is a crazy bastard, and the new Libercia senses the danger from a mile away, even though she's no longer the villain of the story. So, the plan is to focus on what she really wants, meeting all the characters she already loved from afar. The original story only begins on the country's anniversary, 3 months from now. Since Libercia's mother keeps spreading horrible rumors about her, the people are already afraid of the princess, but she doesn't care. She's leaving that place in 3 months anyway, so to hell with the rumors. There's still the problem of Lavrov, the prince who thinks he owns everything that belongs to him. To avoid provoking the madman, she decides to give up her succession to the imperial throne. With this plan, she hopes to be free to travel and meet people during these 3 months, while also fixing the tragedies of the past. Ariel's story begins when she goes to the capital, but the central point is that the male protagonist is an obsessive piece of work. Because of Ariel's kindness, a lot of people were attracted to her and ended up becoming targets of Lavrov's fury and jealousy. Eugene de Volton was one of those victims and is on the new Libercia's interest list. He fell in love with Ariel and confessed to being Libercia's spy, but ended up falling into a trap set by Lavrov and died. Duke Cain de Iric was another who tried to protect the heroine, but because of the prince's sickly jealousy, he ended up losing an arm and all his honor. And the guild master, Harris, who knew about Lavrov's trap but loved Ariel so much that he protected her until his last breath. I have a feeling these 3 are going to fall for Libercia now, huh? Not even the women escaped. Iviena, Ariel's best friend, had to give up her dreams and her love. Jane, the maid saved by the heroine, also had a tragic fate and died for her. Even the final villain, Daniel, was a victim. He lost his best friend, Harris, because of this whole mess. No wonder the guy became a villain. It seems the whole world was sacrificed just so Ariel could shine. But now that the new Libercia is in charge, she's not going to let this slide. Before the main plot even begins, she's going to pull some strings to ensure that everyone, including herself, has a much better life. Wait a minute. You've watched this far and still haven't liked or subscribed? Come on, my dear, give me a hand. Like and subscribe to win a cookie. She reincarnated into this world without a single regret from her past life. And now that she's here, she isn't going to let anyone defeat her without a fight. She knows she has the power to change the entire course of this story. Lavrov and Ariel can love each other all they want, but did they really have to kill Libersha in the process? Not to mention all the others. Talk about overkill. While drawing a mental map to architect her plan, she decides it would be a total waste of time to try and get between the main couple. Daniel, the one who's friends with the side characters and the leader of an assassin organization, lost his importance in the plot way too fast, didn't he? The curious thing is that the only detail ever revealed about him is his hair color. He was the sole survivor of a country destroyed by the Empire. Maybe he'll be hard to save. Oh, come on, new Libersha, focus on him. I think he'd be a perfect match for you. With that in mind, she decides to put the Daniel case on hold for now. Since she is already connected to the other characters at this point in the story, she knows she'll eventually run into them sooner or later, and she intends to make the most of those encounters. I see you, you little rascal. During this transition period, the maids Linny and Aaron, along with the head maid Emma, haven't taken their eyes off her. After all, the poor thing almost lost her mind when she was ripped from her previous life and tossed in there. Emma was quick to assign the two of them to care exclusively for the princess. They were truly worried, and the new Libersha feels genuine gratitude for that. As soon as the maids leave, a heavy dizziness hits her. It's the effects of the old illness trying to adjust to the new soul. In the past, the original Libersha was so weak she could barely hold a teacup or stand for long without shaking all over. Even so, the original Villainess never gave up on what she wanted. Talk about willpower, right? The problem is that these symptoms have now been passed down to our protagonist. This nasty anemia could end up ruining her plans, so her only choice is to find a doctor ASAP. Luckily, there's a specialist at the palace. When she pops up at the infirmary, the doctor almost falls over in surprise, asking if she's feeling unwell. Based on his face, the old Libersha never set foot in there, probably to keep anyone from finding out she was sick. But for the new Libersha, the secret is out. She gets straight to the point. She wants a full, precise exam, like an MRI. In this world, technology is magic-based and requires a doctor who is an expert in mana. He agrees to do it, but asks her to list all her symptoms. Her answer is short and blunt: constant fatigue and the tiny detail of coughing up blood. The doctor is in shock, and she shows her stained hand. She had just recovered a memory, and of course, the blood came with it. Even without truly trusting anyone, she knows she can't solve this alone and needs professional help. The doctor then begins the preparations. The exam will take half the day. He begins using magic to scan her body. The protagonist is still hoping she won't just be stuck taking painkillers and that she'll find an immediate solution to this chaos. When Libersha finally wakes up and asks for the results, the atmosphere gets weird. The doctor goes to the door, closes everything, and even wraps a chain around the latch. What is this man doing? Frightened, she watches him walk toward her. But to her surprise, the doctor calls her Your Highness, kneels, and asks, with all the respect in the world, how she is feeling at that moment. What on earth did he find out? How have you been enduring this? The doctor asks. Libersha is completely clueless, but his shock isn't even about the physical pain, it's about how long she's been carrying this disease. The real name of this little beauty is Raphaelis, or the Angel's Doll. The doctor starts quoting some poem by Delaware, mentioning that on the day of the Winter Queen's visit, blue roses bloomed from the mountain all the way to the palace. Poetic, right? But the situation is tense. Libersha, however, can only smile with a face that says, "Who even is Delaware?" Since she arrived in this world only a week ago, she has no clue what the doctor is talking about or what this culture means. She's more lost than a blind man in a shootout. The doctor stands up horrified, explaining that her illness is exactly the one from the poem. Libersha, practical as ever, cuts the drama. She just wants to fix her anemic state so she can actually do something. The doctor's brain glitches since the disease has no known cure. She insists she needs any medicine that will keep her stable, even if just for a short time, because right now she can't even hold a teacup without looking like she's going to fall apart. The man remembers something that might work, but almost no one uses it. Libersha already figures that if it only has 1 or 2 uses, she'll keep this ace up her sleeve for her final reckoning with the Emperor. And the medicine is none other than Black Death snake venom. The doctor grabs the doses from the cabinet and explains the catch. 1 dose keeps her stable for 30 minutes, but the side effect is a heavy, long sleep afterward. Oh, and if she takes it 3 times, what was benign becomes malignant and her body is toast. A toast to danger. And what does Libersha do? She accepts it, super hyped. The doctor even hesitates. He only mentioned this method because she's the only one who seems able to stand up to the symptoms, but he makes it clear he doesn't think it's a safe path. She doesn't care. She wants the doses and that's it. The doctor falls to his knees in despair, repeating that the disease is incurable. Libersha sees his terror and thinks, "Look, I'm not going to kill you just because there's no cure, relax." Is her villainous reputation really that bad? The poor guy sobs, calling himself useless, and she has to calm him down, reminding him that he's already helped a lot. But his crying isn't out of fear of her, it's out of pity. He explains that Raphael's is, in reality, a curse. You can treat the pain, but it never goes away. And here's the macabre detail. The only thing known is that a blue rose grows on the grave of whoever dies from it. How morbid, yikes. He thought he was going to be executed for giving her the news. After all, the rumors about the princess are horrific, and she was acting strangely to him. The doctor created a whole horror movie in his head, but then realized he was dead wrong about her. He always tried to treat everyone equally, but he noticed that despite Libersha's icy face and cold words, what she said was pure comfort. Even as she agreed to take venom, he saw a change. Her voice, though nervous, sounded kind. That's when it clicked for him. She already knows her fate. How can someone be so sweet while facing the end? Seeing that determination in the princess's eyes, the doctor felt the weight of the years of sadness she carries, or that he thinks she carries. He decides he's going to go crazy if he has to, but he will discover a real cure. He's going to flip through every book on this curse. She's just gained a powerful ally. Back to Libersha's plan, the arsenal is ready. Poison pills in her pocket and supplements to replace the lost blood. She already pops 1 pill to get the ball rolling. The goal now is the Emperor. She needs to give up her right to the throne because Prince Lavrov is the type who doesn't forgive anyone who touches his things. What an obsessive piece of work, seriously. Libersha's real urge is to slap him across the face and be happy. It would be the greatest satisfaction of her life. The problem is that the only one who can stand up to Lavrov is Daniel. The Emperor overlooks everything the prince does, so Libersha knows her only chance for peace is to mind her own business. That's why, before traveling, she wants to officially register her renunciation of the throne. Otherwise, that lunatic will hunt her down out of pure greed. She already has plan B and C. If the renunciation doesn't work, she'll just borrow some gold from the palace. And if all else fails, she'll simply steal all the treasures that Ariel wasn't supposed to discover for another 10 years. An easy life guaranteed, right? We sure hope so. And so, Libersha finally goes to face the Emperor and introduces herself. He starts right off by commenting that her voice remains as cold as ever, 0 surprises there. Without beating around the bush, the man asks immediately what she wants. Straight to the point, just like she remembered. Then she drops the bombshell. She's here to renounce the throne. The Emperor actually trembles and asks her to repeat herself. And she repeats it, perfectly calm, just waiting for him to accept it once and for all and leave her in peace. Except the Emperor thinks it's a trick. Do you plan to rely only on your mother's power? He asks. It's something to think about, but the truth is the old Libersha never wanted to depend on family for anything. Her mother was a piece of work, managing to push every other family member out of politics, which left Libersha as a princess with almost no power at all. But Libersha doesn't back down. She stands her ground and throws out a logical argument. If she leaves the race, it only benefits his own son, Lavrov. Why on earth is the man refusing? Since he brought up her mother, Libersha uses her ace up her sleeve. She warns him that he doesn't need to worry about the maternal side of the family because that lineage ends with her. The man jumps up, startled, wanting to know why she's saying that. That's when she drops the truth. Her days are numbered. Totally incredulous, he asks what the plan behind this is and what the other part of the deal is. But there is no other part. The man is being way too cautious, and she knows it would be a shame to demand anything, especially from him. She suggests that if he doesn't believe in the illness, he should ask the doctor. He says he'll do exactly that, but warns her not to expect anything from him. Says the man who has never even spoken his own daughter's name, she thinks. What a grade A father, right? She explains that she just wants her freedom, but he says that's nonsense. She fires back, saying she's even going to leave the imperial palace. The emperor takes another hit. Abandon the throne and the residence? He asks. Well, obviously. The girl wants to travel the world and enjoy herself, not rot away in that boring palace. Why do this? He insists. And she tells him straight. In the time she has left, she only desires to be free. The emperor, still reluctant, says they will finish this conversation the next day. That didn't go too badly. Now she just has to wait for his call. In the meantime, Libercia has become super close with the servants Rinny and Aaron. They are sweethearts and helped a lot when she wanted to learn more about the world. It's all very cute until Libercia chokes on her own blood. This disease is intense. It doesn't give her a minute of peace. She ends up remembering when the old Libercia was only 2 years old, unbelievably cute. Time passes, and she returns to the emperor's room. Prepared for anything, she walks in. The emperor has already confirmed the whole story with the doctor. Now that he sees she wasn't lying, he actually seems a bit sad. He goes back to the subject of the renunciation and suggests she ask for more than just retiring. But she reinforces, freedom is the ultimate goal. She wants to be far away from political marriages and wants to live in the open air, feeling the sound of the breeze. The emperor finally gives his royal permission, but only for half of the request. Now, Libercia is out of the race for the throne, but she must remain part of the imperial family and live as a princess in the palace. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Now, how is she supposed to travel the world like that? Libercia can hardly believe what she's hearing. This scenario wasn't in any of her 3 foolproof plans. The emperor continues his speech and says he's even willing to drop a political marriage, but the right to the throne? Oh, he's not having that. He wants her to wait a whole additional year. Are you kidding me? Only after 365 days could she supposedly do whatever she wants. Man, what a son of a... 3 months was bearable, but a year. Libercia thinks of the obvious. She has an incurable disease that isn't going away. The guy has already seen the medical report and knows her life expectancy is only 2 years. In the end, not a single one of her plans worked. And that trash emperor still has the audacity to look away. Libercia is fuming at this attitude. Is he seriously ignoring her? She tries to take a deep breath, calm down, and come up with another proposal, but the man won't even let her speak. Unlike the reception a few days ago, this time she was kicked out of the room in a pathetic way. Later, there is His Majesty sitting among his papers, remembering Libercia and the blood he saw in her mouth. He starts rambling about the medical certificate and how that Raffles, the curse of the soul, is so impactful. He thinks about the doctor trying to find a cure that doesn't exist and reflects that he couldn't get rid of the princess. The reason? Because after his wife died, only his son Lavrov remained in his heart. He even justifies that the princess was a girl who didn't even know how to express herself properly, and that she was the living image of her mother, Villainess, known as the most wicked woman of her time. Hold on a second. Did I hear that right? Just because the family is powerful and the mother was bad, it was impossible to love her with all his heart. The guy simply decided she wasn't important. The imperial family really isn't winning any awards for affection. When he learned about the disease, he realized that Libercia could no longer maintain that barrier from before. At first, his plan was to accept the request for freedom since he saw benefits in it. But at the last second, his selfishness spoke louder and he didn't grant it. Libercia is only 19 and knows she only has 2 left. Her daily struggle must be terrible. And holy crap, the girl is his daughter. Only now, with her dying, is he starting to actually see his own child. Wow, what a great dad, 0 out of 10. Don't be like this, people. He keeps dwelling on her request for freedom and remembering that blue roses grow on the graves of the victims of this disease, the flowers of souls. The thought of a young woman who hasn't even reached 21 talking about her own death with such naturalness kept pounding in his head all day. The emperor stands up and starts philosophizing. If she wants to leave so badly, it's because the palace was a place of pain. He deduces she was cold and arrogant because of loneliness. Then comes the excuse. He says her wish is madness because she has many enemies, and without the title, no one could protect her. Oh, now you're thinking about protection, Mr. Father? He feels as if he's trying to save the pieces of something that broke a long time ago. Yeah, no kidding. You woke up too late. He thinks that fulfilling her wishes would be best, but his fear is the guilt on his conscience. If she goes away with only memories of being abandoned, he will feel guilty. Damn it. So you're keeping her prisoner out of pure selfishness just so you can feel better. He admits that he didn't let her go because of his stupid selfishness. At least he's honest in his own shittiness. He feels an internal need to fix this now, but even he agrees he's a trash father. You can say that again. Meanwhile, the original work starts showing Ariel's childhood. She was overprotected by her father, the Duke, living in a safe and boring-as-hell village. The girl's only pleasure was a teddy bear named Elizabeth. But every now and then, a boy her age would show up to play, Lavrov. Ever since he was 10, this kid would visit her and already dropped that line of someone who isn't right in the head. Ariel, would you be mine? The poor thing, naive and innocent, said yes, thinking he was asking, would you be my friend? Little did she know. Her innocent laughter left Lavrov very satisfied. Cut to the next chapter. Ariel is now 18 and will debut in society at an international gathering. That's where a certain someone she hadn't seen in 15 years appears. In that moment, she discovers that the boy from the village was Prince Lavrov. And at that moment, she also became a walking landmine, our Libersha comments. The maids Rinny and Aaron are totally confused. What are you talking about, Your Highness? The two are very good to her, and Libersha quickly changes the subject, asking what to do when someone opens a door full of problems. The maid's answer is spot on. You have to run, even if it's hard. She even asks if the princess is talking about a bad marriage. Rinny is about to turn 15 and is already at the age to have a fiancé. Meanwhile, after that frustrating meeting with the emperor, Libersha locked herself in her room to review her new plan and try not to go completely insane. Her mental sanity is hanging by a thread with this 1-year delay. Despite all the chaos, Libersha feels like she's finally earned the respect of Aaron, one of her maids. While having tea, she lays all her cards on the table. The problem has grown much bigger than expected. If she simply runs away in 3 months, she'll be penniless and still have a death sentence on her back. Leaving for medical reasons is an option, but she'd have to give up everything. Having that crazy prince breathing down her neck would be hell on earth, wouldn't it? Lavrov is the type who breathes spilled blood. Libersha would love the pleasure of rubbing the renunciation papers in his face. Imagine how epic that scene would be. But being realistic, she knows that's not going to happen. Right now, she has 2 options. Either go to a care home, which sounds like a total bore, or follow the second option, which could be very easily misunderstood, but she's certain it's the right path. And who is this option? None other than Daniel. The man mocks the empire to its face and vanishes without a trace. He is simply more powerful than Lavrov in every possible way. In the original work, Daniel goes somewhere far away, and everyone thinks peace has finally reigned just because he's seen as a sort of demon. But the truth is, he truly cares about his own people. Libersha thinks that if she can get close to him, she'd be safe and sound in those arms. Ooh, Lady Libersha, I see exactly where you're going with this plan. There's just one detail. Daniel is the official villain of the story, a walking danger who leads an assassin's guild. And to top it off, she doesn't even know what his face looks like. The biggest danger is that Daniel hates everything associated with the empire, so Libersha runs the risk of becoming a target just for having royal blood. Aaron thinks the idea is difficult but likes the boldness. She says that if the answer is right, things will work themselves out with patience. So, it's decided. The best bet is Daniel. The goal now is to get close to the villain and become engaged. Oops, friends. Friends, of course. Libersha stands up and thanks the maids, leaving both of them in shock. They've never seen the princess be so lovely. She even pets them like they're little kittens. How cute, honestly. The next day, she notices a detail. It's going to take a full year for the old Libersha's memories to return completely. The one that came back today was her at 3 years old. She was already stunning as a toddler, a total cutie, but her personality was already powerful. A respectable mini villainess. Our protagonist goes out to the balcony, admiring how beautiful her life is now. Her unknowns memories are returning, and she's already decided on her future. Time for some fun. She wants to see her favorite characters happy, since she always liked them more than the boring protagonists anyway. It's infuriating to think that in the book, these incredible characters ended up hurt, dreamless, or dead, all because of their love for Ariel. Honestly, is Ariel not the real villain here? Everyone was murdered by the prince's obsession, and she did nothing but apologize. "I'm sorry, but thank you." "Oh, please, I hate this girl already. She must be just as sadistic as that crazy prince." So, Libercia decides. It's time to start planting the seeds of happiness in the hearts of those who died unfairly. She's super hyped for this rescue mission. The first target is Eugene de Bolton, the badass knight who stood out even without the McNahan family name. Now he's being reinstated to the palace guards, and because of the rumors, he detests Libercia. He thought she was cold, which is why he fell for Ariel's opposite act. So dumb. In the beginning, he kept his distance, but his affection for Ariel led him straight into the prince's trap. Eugene had a dream, and Libercia has decided she's going to help him. Honestly, Ariel is so bland compared to our Libercia. If I were one of the extras, I'd already be on one knee asking for her hand in marriage. She knows Eugene wants to finish his time at the palace and then wander the world freely. Libercia reaches her destination and knocks on the door. Since he's the one who believes the rumors the most, she wants to show him a totally different reality. Who knows, they might become allies or boyfriend and girlfriend. When he opens the door, our girl is stunned. Her eyes sparkle at the young man's beauty as he says, "Good morning." She can hardly look away from that silver hair and those red lips. In person, the guy is a total showstopper, way better than in the book. He asks what she wants, and Libercia, wasting no time, grabs his hand. Eugene is startled, not understanding a thing, while she just says thank you. She looks him right in the eye and repeats, "Thank you for being here." Imagine the knot that just tied in the poor guy's head. Now Libercia is dead set. She is going to spend these 3 months in the palace, and she's going to spend them with him. Poor Eugene is incredulous, asking what the hell she's talking about. While she tries to keep it together so he doesn't think she's a total lunatic, Libercia asks if he has any free time today. She says she wants to go somewhere and wants him to be her personal escort. The palace is a giant white elephant, full of corners to explore. She thinks that spending time together might create some good memories, and who knows, maybe make Eugene stop looking at her like she's the boogeyman. The young man tilts his head, totally confused, and asks, "Why ask me when you could simply order me?" Libercia, sharp as a tack, fires back instantly. She could order him, yes, but she knows he already hates her. He's startled by her sincerity. "I don't want to offend you anymore," she continues. She makes it clear that it's a request, not an obligation, and asks if he can spare a bit of his time. He puts his hand to his chin to think, and our Libercia almost melts right then and there. Careful not to slip on your own drool, Libercia-san. He asks what she would do if he refused, since there are other escorts. She confesses that if he doesn't go, she'll simply give up, go away, and pout. Yes, there are other guards, but he's the best. She just doesn't want to force him into anything. He lets out a sweet smile and comments, "You just said I hate you, yet you say if it's not me, you won't go." Those two sentences contradict each other and are quite heartbreaking. Look at that, the ice is starting to melt. Libercia is nearly blinded by the radiant light this man emanates. She's used to beautiful people, but him, he's on another level. Eugene finally gives in, saying that after a confession like that, he couldn't possibly deny the request. He bows all gentlemanlike and asks where the boss wants to go. Libercia celebrates internally. Victory! She leads the way, showing the path, while Eugene reflects on life. He's only in that palace because of the Duke of Eric and with the sole goal of getting stronger. His plan was for Libercia to disappear from his sight as soon as possible, but things are taking a very different turn. Remembering her thanking him in that specific way, he clenches his fist and finds the situation funny. She already knew he hated her. He doesn't understand what her game is, but he decides he's going to play along to see where this leads. When it's time to leave, the maids go on the attack. They say the palace is a labyrinth and that Rinny should go along just to be safe. Libercia denies it immediately. She wants to go only with Eugene. The maids are in shock, That ill-mannered manipulator? Rinny asks. Libersha just confirms it, perfectly calm. Our blonde says she'll be fine because she's the one who chose him, and she intends to have fun. She's got the map in hand and warns. She's not going to let Eugene be rude to her, no way. The maids can only sigh and accept their boss's madness. And off she goes, happy as a clam for the stroll. Arriving at the location, she's admired by the scenery, the plants, and the sky in perfect harmony. But then she notices that Emma was right. The place is a bit tricky. She shows the map to Eugene, and he asks if the maid was the one who drew it. At least it looks easy to follow. Eugene, curious as ever, asks why she chose this spot. He asks her to be sincere and not come at him with that, because you please me talk. Libersha, with no filter, responds that he shouldn't overthink it, as it's out of pure personal taste. What does that mean? He asks, his brain glitching. She stares at him for a moment and ends up coughing, her body demanding its due, as always. To hide it, she changes the subject and announces, "We're here." Eugene looks at her more confused than ever. What does this woman want with me? Must be the only thing going through the poor guy's head right now. Well, we've reached the end of the chapters. For now. And there, do you want the continuation? So leave a like and a comment with a cookie. Until next time, my dears.